My child, pause. Quiet your thoughts for a moment. Before you rush past this message, before you assume this is just another video, breathe. Because you have been asking for clarity. You have whispered prayers no one else heard. You have said, Lord, show me what is happening. Show me what I need to understand. Prepare me before anything changes. And this is preparation, not panic, not fear, preparation. You are not here by accident. You are here because your spirit has been sensing movement. There's a shift forming around you, not chaos, movement, not destruction, redirection. And before any external change happens, there are lessons your heart must understand. If you stay until the end, you won't just feel encouraged, you will feel aligned. If you're ready to receive, type in the comments, "Prepare my heart." Lesson 1. God speaks before He moves. One of the greatest misunderstandings people have is thinking that divine movement always arrives dramatically. Thunder, fire, sudden shock, but more often, preparation comes quietly. A thought that lingers, a conversation that hits differently, a discomfort you can't explain, a peace where anxiety used to live. The world expects noise, but God often whispers, and the whisper is not weakness, it is precision. When something repeats in your awareness, when a theme keeps surfacing, when your spirit pauses in a moment that seems ordinary, that is not random, that is invitation. The problem is not that God is silent, the problem is that distraction is loud. You have been sensing something lately, haven't you? That subtle awareness, that internal nudge, that feeling that something is adjusting. You are not imagining it. Preparation always precedes movement. Lesson 2. Discomfort is not always danger. You have been taught to fear discomfort, but growth feels uncomfortable. Alignment feels uncomfortable. Letting go feels uncomfortable. When something begins to shift in your life, whether it's a relationship dynamic, a work situation, or even your internal beliefs, the first emotion is often unease. But unease does not equal destruction. Sometimes it equals exposure. Sometimes it equals correction. Sometimes it equals protection. You may notice a door that once opened easily now feels resistant. A conversation that once flowed now feels strained. An environment that once felt safe now feels unsettled. Before assuming disaster, ask yourself, is this ending, or is this adjustment? God does not shake what is strong to harm you. He shakes what is unstable to strengthen you. Lesson 3. Removal is sometimes mercy. This is difficult to hear because we get attached to people, to plans, to expectations, to comfort. But not everything that begins with you is meant to remain with you. Some connections are seasonal. Some opportunities are educational. Some environments are transitional. And when something begins to loosen its grip in your life, you may interpret that as loss. But what if it is mercy? What if what is leaving would have limited your future? What if what is closing could not carry the weight of who you are becoming? You have prayed for elevation. You have prayed for clarity. You have prayed for better. But better requires space, and space requires release. Lesson 4. Not every warning is loud. Many people miss divine guidance because they expect spectacle. They demand dramatic signs. They look for overwhelming proof. But subtle instruction requires sensitivity. It may look like a repeated thought you can't ignore, a dream that lingers emotionally, a phrase someone says that pierces deeper than expected, a sudden clarity about something you were confused about for months. Pay attention to what lingers. Pay attention to what repeats. Pay attention to what disrupts your normal thinking pattern. Those moments are not accidents, they are alignment signals. And if this resonates with what you've been sensing lately, type, "I'm paying attention." Lesson 5. Panic blocks. Clarity. When change begins forming, the enemy of clarity is panic. Panic makes you react prematurely. Panic makes you speak too quickly. Panic makes you cling to what is loosening. Preparation requires stillness. If something shifts around you, do not immediately assume abandonment. Do not immediately assume failure. Do not immediately assume rejection. Instead, pause. Ask, Lord, what are you adjusting? Where are you guiding me? What are you protecting me from? Peace is not found in control. It is found in trust. Lesson 6. Not everyone needs to hear what you sense. When you begin discerning something changing, your first instinct may be to tell someone, to get confirmation, to get reassurance, but not every insight is meant for public discussion. Some revelations need incubation. If you speak too soon, others may project fear onto you. They may plant doubt. They may minimize what you are sensing. Guard what is forming. Bring it to prayer before you bring it to people. The strongest alignment happens in quiet trust. Lesson 7. Elevation requires letting go. You cannot hold the past and embrace the future at the same time. You cannot cling to expired comfort and expect new growth. If you feel something loosening in your life, instead of tightening your grip, ask yourself, is this making room? Elevation often begins with subtraction, not because you are being punished, but because you are being prepared. The weight you carried in one season cannot go with you into the next. And sometimes the hardest part of growth is releasing what once felt necessary. Lesson 8. Trust before understanding. This may be the most difficult lesson of all. You will not always understand what is happening while it is happening. Clarity often comes in hindsight, but trust must come in advance. If you wait to trust until you understand everything, you will live in constant hesitation. You have been guided more times than you realize, protected more times than you know, redirected more times than you remember, and many of those redirections felt inconvenient at first, but later you saw the protection in them. This shift forming around you is no different. Trust does not mean blindness. It means confidence in the one who sees ahead. Lesson 9. The shift is alignment, not chaos. Let this sink in deeply. What feels like interruption may actually be orchestration. What feels like loss may actually be positioning. What feels like delay may actually be timing correction. When a door closes, it is not proof you were abandoned. It may be proof that the door could not support your future. When something leaves, it is not proof you failed. It may be proof the assignment was complete. Alignment is rarely dramatic. It is often subtle, steady, and precise. And once the shift settles, you will notice peace where there was pressure, clarity where there was confusion, movement where there was stagnation, lightness where there was heaviness. Lesson 10. Stay ready, not afraid. Preparation is not about living in fear. It is about living awake. Stay aware of repetition. Stay aware of discomfort that lingers. Stay aware of sudden peace. Reduce unnecessary noise in your life. Create space for reflection. Pray daily for clarity. Not because something terrible is coming, but because something important is forming. And when the shift becomes visible, you will not panic. You will recognize. You will say, I was prepared. And peace will guard your heart. Closing declaration. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not wandering without direction. You are being guided. Something is adjusting around you, not to harm you, but to align you. Trust the nudge. Trust the pause. Trust the quiet warning. Trust the release. Trust the redirection. If you are ready to follow step by step, type in the comments, "Lead me, Lord." And if this message strengthened you, share it with someone who needs preparation, not fear. Subscribe if you want more messages that build discernment, deepen faith, and strengthen your walk. Remember, you are not walking blindly. You are walking guided, and what is shifting around you is making room for what is meant for you.